At the Berlin War Ministry, Stauffenberg and other key conspirators are surrounded. They include Ulbricht, Werner von Heften, Merz von Kavernheim, and General Ludwig Beck, who would have assumed the role of head of state if Hitler was dead. With no way out, and their coup snuffed out by Goebbels and Raymer, they can do nothing but await their arrest. Goebbels has saved Berlin for Hitler. General Fromm leads the arresting party. At the ensuing trial, General Herpner, a co-conspirator, describes what happened next. Stauffenberg and the other conspirators are taken outside the building and immediately shot. A bronze plaque commemorates where they fell. Beck is left to commit suicide. After he refuses, he is also shot by a fellow officer. At 10 p.m. the same night, Hitler records a broadcast to the German people. He tells the nation of the assassination attempt and his miraculous survival. The most determined German plot to kill Hitler has failed. Hitler is now determined to inflict a terrible vengeance. It is to be a long and bloody purge of the Third Reich. A July bomb plot to assassinate Hitler was the closest any group of German conspirators come to killing him. But the plot fails. The day after, Hitler is already planning a terrible vengeance. He and Luftwaffe Chief Hermann Goering attend the funeral of General Korten, one of the 4 officers killed in the blast. He also visits the wounded still in the hospital after the explosion. On Hitler's orders, arrests begin throughout the Third Reich. Senior conspirators are rooted out and immediately arrested, including Admiral Canaris, head of the Abwehr Intelligence Service. General Franz Halder, Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces, and Dr. Hilmar Schacht, pre-war governor of the Reichsbank. The revelation is a profound blow to Hitler and his ability to trust anyone. Everyone entering his presence is now checked and searched. He has the corpse of Stauffenberg cremated. Other conspirators are also executed, hung from meat hooks by piano wire nooses. Their last moments of agony are filmed for Hitler to see. Field Marshal von Kluge, commander of the armies of the Western Front, kills himself rather than face investigation in Berlin. Even Hitler's favorite general, Erwin Rommel, is implicated in the plot. He is given the choice of suicide in return for no reprisals against his family. He takes the poison and receives a lavish state funeral. But other conspirators are displayed at notorious show trials in Berlin. Retired Field Marshal von Witzleben is the highest-ranking officer on trial. As one of the opposition's earliest conspirators, he is humiliated by being stripped of his uniform and dressed in trousers with no belt to hold them up. Presiding Judge Roland Freisler takes particular pleasure in sentencing him.
Wir sind und wofür wir leben, das Opfer unserer Krieger, Volk, Führer und Reich an unsere Feinde verraten. Sie werden mit dem Tode bestraft.
Altogether, some 5,000 people are executed. By mid-1944, most Allied commanders are now convinced that Hitler is a liability to his own people, but British plans for his assassination move forward. It is called Operation Foxley. Its details have remained secret for 50 years until finally released by the British Public Record Office. Operation Foxley's plans center around Hitler's residence near Berchtesgaden. 4 options are considered. The first proposal involves the Führer's favorite drink, apple juice. A local anti-Nazi agent would infiltrate Hitler's kitchens and place a tasteless, odorless poison into the juice. The effects would slowly kill him after 6 or 7 days. SOE scientists also suggest the use of anthrax spores. The second plan involves shooting Hitler while on one of his regular walks. Secret papers reveal that 1 or 2 snipers would be dressed in German mountain soldier uniforms. They would lie in wait for Hitler as he walks to the tea house where he eats breakfast. Their sniper guns would contain explosive bullets. If they fail, a backup team armed with a bazooka would then fire a shell at the tea house, obliterating it completely. A third plan is to ambush Hitler's car as it leaves the Berghof, the bazooka team catching him as he drives along isolated mountain roads. A fourth plan is to drop a battalion of the Special Air Service on the Berghof. The paratroopers are to arrive under cover of an air raid and then overwhelm the elite guards. All these options are incredibly risky, bearing in mind Hitler's rapid changes of movement and the considerable strength of his security teams.
There was just no prospect of getting close enough. And Hitler took a great deal of trouble about his personal security, having bothered about it a lot in the street fighting phase of the Nazi movement back in the 1920s, and was very good at suddenly changing his mind at the last moment, which made him an extra difficult task for any assassination team.
Other assassination plans focus on Hitler's special armored train. A German prisoner of war detained by the British had been a steward on the train and gives detailed information on its layout to British SOE agents. Planting a bomb on board or contaminating the train's water supply with poison is considered. Hitler would then ingest the poison with his regular cups of coffee or tea. But the intelligence used to make these plans becomes quickly outdated, and by March 1945, such schemes are abandoned.
In the end, the chiefs of staff decided that they would rather have Hitler where he was, taking the kind of lunatic decisions he took, to the dismay of his generals, and they didn't want him replaced by a competent general.
April 30th, 1945. The center of Berlin is under assault from Soviet troops. Deep beneath the shell-shattered garden of the Reich Chancellery, Hitler and Eva Braun retire to their suite inside the Führer bunker. At 3:30 p.m., a shot rings out. The few remaining Nazi staff step into the room to find that Eva Braun has taken cyanide and Hitler has shot himself. World War II in Europe is over. For years, Hitler had avoided numerous attempts to kill him. On several occasions, he was too well guarded for the assassin to get near enough. On others, conspirators lacked determination, either because Hitler and his regime were still too popular, or because the loyalty of the officers of his army prevented them from killing their commander-in-chief. But the one consistent and surprising factor which seems to have saved Hitler for so long was luck. Assassins were picked up by chance, bombs failed to go off, and when they did, he was saved either by a sudden change of plan or the chance moving of a briefcase and the strength of a wooden table. These multiple failures created an aura of invincibility, fueling the Nazi legend that he was guarded by fortune. But his luck would run out in a war-torn bunker, deep under the ruins of the country he brought to disaster. In the end, Hitler died by his own hand, accomplishing what no other man could do.